Back in the kitchen with Lucy. Lucy, good to see you as always.
You too, thank you.
We've got the big Greer's logo on display back here, and if you see, it says since 1916. We are at the tail end of celebrating your newest anniversary.
Yes, year 108. We have had so much fun the last 2 weeks celebrating, and today starts the final week of our anniversary sale and celebration. So I thought that I would do a black and blue steak salad. Ooh. We have these beautiful New York boneless strip steaks on sale, and I don't think that I've ever done a steak salad on the show in all these years, so I thought that that'd be fun to do. Of course, we're inside today, yes. But you could grill these, you could use your cast iron, you know, whatever you wanted to do. And I really like strips. Mm-hmm. You know, Spiro, of course, loves ribeyes. I think that's just like a man thing. Yeah. I like ribeyes too. I like fillets, but I really like a strip. I just feel like that there's still so much flavor in it without all that extra fat. So anyway, Robert over at our Dauphin Street store behind Chick-fil-A cut these for me, and the lady that runs our market there, her name is Spanny, and she has been with us for so many years. She's an amazing market manager, and there's not a lot of women really that work in our meat markets, and Spanny is amazing. So she always runs a really great market, and we still have people in all of our markets cutting meat. So if you ever do want something in particular that you don't see in the case, then just ring that bell and they'll come out for you. Well,
shout out to some of your great employees there. Glad to always mention them. And then, of course, what you mentioned is someone in the market. So if you're looking for an inch thickness cut, if you want an 1.5 inches, 2 inches, whatever it is, you're saying they can help you out.
Absolutely. Yes, somebody's always there. So we have such great people. My brother-in-law actually is the VP of all of our meat operations, and he's an amazing cook. And so we have been they've been really focusing with the ladies and the guys in our markets on, you know, not just how to cut stuff, but how to cook it too. So I just used, you can buy whatever.
What's your brother-in-law's name?
Greg.
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 All right, great stuff. Just wanted to get all the names out there.
And so I just used a blackening seasoning. Yep. You could, of course, mix up your own, and of course, you could just do salt and pepper. Gray, like I said, he's an amazing cook, and every time he cooks steaks for us at our house, he always just does salt and pepper, and you can do that with our steaks because the quality is amazing. We have Black Angus beef, and like I said, we cut it right there in the store, and so I'm using blackening, but it's just as good with salt and pepper.
Yeah, and I love when you cook a steak too, to get your whatever apparatus you're cooking on real hot so you get that sizzle that you're hearing right now, because you want to work on getting that good crust for it. So you've got it sizzling away.
It's sizzling. So these, you know, just depending on how done you like them, of course, will go, I mean, at least 5 minutes on each side. And then in the meantime, we'll do our dressing.
All right, sounds good. We will continue to work on this here in the kitchen with Lucy from Greer's. Sounds good to me, a black and blue steak salad. So Lucy, I had Katie's side of the family over to make dinner, and I made a salad, and I got it all together, and I shook it up. You've got a fancy gadget, lady.
I do. I am maybe one of the few that doesn't have a salad spinner. I just got this salad.
I don't have one.
You don't have one?
No.
I just got this salad spinner, and I have used it so many times, and not even just for lettuce, but I have even, and I've been trying to do a better job of cleaning my produce.
Sure.
I don't know if you've seen those videos.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know, there's a lot of videos out there with cleaning with baking soda or cleaning with vinegar. But the great thing is that you know, of course, it has the basket here like a colander. And so I have done strawberries in here and grapes. Nice. So you can kind of soak it and then whiz it around. So I've been doing it a couple times. I don't have much water left, but I'm glad to know I'm not the only one that didn't have a salad spinner.
I just like the fun element to it.
I know, and that's true. Yeah. And the kids, Spiro's mom, we call her Yaya, is her grandmother name. And when I brought this home, the kids said, Yaya has that. So it is fun. If you do want to get your kids into the kitchen, really one of the only ways to do that is, let them help do the fun stuff. And a lot of y'all are probably like me, you just want to get it done fast.
Right.
And kids, of course, slow you down. But if ever you're having a day where you have extra patience,
right.
then get that salad spinner and it's something fun for them to do.
It's so funny you're saying that, because that's my thing too. Like, I love when the kids are, ooh, that's a great sear on
It
there.
does look good.
I love when my kids are helping me cook, but sometimes it's like, but it's got to go now. Like,
I know. I'm like, I got to put my patience hat on when they're in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And this is a great, really recipe for them to help with, and which is our black and blue steak salad. We just flipped those strips. We have New York boneless strips on sale. Those are about 1.5 inches thick. We just hit them with some blackening seasoning. Just had a little bit of olive oil in there. Again, just depending on how done you want them is going to determine how long they cook. So we got our lettuce. I'm just using romaine today, so that's all clean and ready to go. And then I am going to make, it's really, I love blue cheese dressing. Like, we love blue cheese in our family. Of course, a lot of people don't, but what I made is more of like a blue cheese vinaigrette.
Nice.
It has a little bit of creaminess from the mayo, but it's not really thick. So we're going to get started on that in here. So in the blender, and you can use a food processor too. And if you don't have a blender or a food processor, you can use a whisk. It's totally fine. It'll just be a little bit of a different texture. But I have 2 tablespoons of mayo in here. So I am going, and 1 clove of garlic. So we have 2 tablespoons of mayo and a clove of garlic. So I'm going to add 3 tablespoons. I have white wine vinegar, which I really like, but you can use red wine vinegar. You can use apple cider vinegar, really whatever vinegar is fine. So 3 tablespoons of vinegar. I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of oil. And then I have some, let's see, I have a teaspoon of dried thyme and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and pepper. So I'm going to put that in. And then over the break, because this is really loud, just ask my kids, I'm going to whiz this up. And then after that, we're going to add in our blue cheese and just a little bit of water to thin it out. And so we'll finish that over the break.
That sounds great. You're really whizzing things up left and right here.
Left and right.
In the studio. All right, we're going to keep an eye on these steaks. We're going to whiz things around. We're going to come back. Bing, bang, boom. We're going to have a black and blue steak salad with Greer's.
Thanks.
Welcome back. It is our final segment of the day with Lucy from Greer's. You just pulled those beautiful steaks off. Tell us what type of cut this is again.
Okay, this is a boneless New York strip. I'm using this because we have them on sale this week, and we just hit it with some blackening seasoning. We cooked it in our skillet here. Of course, you just cook it for as long as you want, depending on how you like it. This is, I would say, medium to medium rare right there in the center, and then, of course, on the edges, it gets to be more medium. So I'm just slicing that up thin. And then after I pulled those steaks out, we're just let them rest for a few minutes. Really, ideally, you would like to let them rest for about 10 minutes, but I tossed in here 1 pint of grape tomatoes that I just cut in half lengthwise. That was my sister Betsy's idea, which I love that idea because I like having a combination of some things that are, warm and cooked, and then some things that are raw.
So to clarify, you put them right in where you were cooking the steak, so it's absorbing some of those juices too, adding a little bit of a flavor profile, heating them up a little bit, getting all that goodness in there.
Yes, and then we have our lettuce. I